Gator here. Quick review of the new Elvis film. I absolutely love this movie. I always loved Elvis Presley, and I didn't know much about this kid, Austin Butler, outside of his freaking awesome scenes in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You are...
I'm the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's business.
No, I was dumber than that. Something like Rex.
Well, this guy probably gave the performance of his life, not unlike Rami Malek's Freddie Mercury portrayal in Bohemian Rhapsody. Rami gets a slight edge for me, but Austin really blew me away with his singing and stylings overall, as he actually sounded like the king in this. At times, he seemed to channel Elvis, and I got lost in his performance, especially on stage and when he was needing to show how captivating Elvis was to his audience, especially with the girls in the crowd. Now, I'm not a big fan of this director, Baz Luhrmann. I mean, who names their kid Baz anyway? I think that's a made-up name. Not that this guy makes shitty movies, I just hate fucking musicals.
Chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you.
This dude tends to make crap where people break into song and dance, and I just don't have time for that crap.
Got no time for that crap!
But this isn't one of those flicks where somebody's just taking a shit and then breaks into song.
Can you sit on the toilet for this whole song?
This is more like Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a biopic, they call it. It does get artsy-fartsy here and there, and I hate that garbage, but it's done okay for the most part. I could tolerate it. He does bounce around the timeline a little too much for my taste. I would have preferred a more linear storyline for this, especially since the younger folks, they may not have known how Elvis died.
Elvis Presley died today. He was 42. Apparently it was a heart attack. He was found at his home in Memphis, not breathing.
They give you that little nugget before I even open my box of jujubes.
This show ain't no good.
Tom Hanks, as we know, is one of the greatest actors on the planet. But let's be honest here, the guy really hasn't knocked anything out of the park in over 20 years. Nothing like Saving Ryan's Privates or Castaway.
We might just make it. Did that thought ever cross your brain?
I'm filled with air. What are you doing? Stop!
See, to me, he was a major distraction in the film, partly because they spend way too much time on this Colonel Tom Parker douchebag, and I would have rather seen more about Elvis and his rise to become the highest-selling solo artist of all time. The other issue, it's with Hank's fake fatty fuck makeup and blubber belly that they slammed on him. I mean, especially around his face, making it hard for him to open his mouth like a human.
200.
An aeroplane. Are you ready to fly?
200.
An aeroplane.
It's sometimes hard to understand, and these makeup fat transformations never work for me. I mean, you gotta go full De Niro like in Raging Bull to pull this off right.
You're killing yourself the way you eat. You fat fuck, look at you.
I get that this guy, Tom Parker, was a fat douchebag, but they maybe could have just made him less chubby and used regular bloated Tom Hanks.
Show me that crazy little walk you just did there.
You ain't nothing but a...
I like that guitar.
Back the fuck off!
This one night, me and Mama was out shopping, and we walked right by Benson's Furniture and Appliance store. And guess what?
With all the great heavy-set actors there in Hollywood, this would have been a much better choice, don't you think? Paul Giamatti. He would have been more believable as a crooked manager than Hanks, and again, Hanks hasn't impressed me since he spent 3 hours talking to a volleyball.
Well said! My name is Voight, dumbass.
My only other complaint is that with all the amazing music from this time period, not only with the Elvis stuff, but with artists that inspired Elvis, like B.B. King and Little Richard, why did they feel the need to, not once, but twice, inject modern hip-hop into this Elvis classic? I mean, it's mind-numbing. I highly doubt Elvis even inspired some of these artists of today. I mean, they're just a bunch of shitbags. Now, I was brought up on stuff like Jerry Reed, the Doobie Brothers, Mac Davis, Kenny Rogers, and second to none, Elvis Aaron Presley. I mean, that was the soundtrack of my youth, thanks to dear old dad. So seeing this film brought back great memories, and I must admit, the final scene just ripped me apart inside and had me so devastated to be reminded that we lost this guy at the age of 42.
This song is, I just recorded it, and I
mean, I really hope this does well in the younger audiences, continue to appreciate artists from this time period, those who helped bring us happiness, and they still do. I mean, I didn't love the Elton John film, but I was thrilled to spend 2 hours or more listening to those great songs and finding out a little bit more about the man. I mean, let's hope for more biopics. I want a Prince film someday. Michael Jackson deserves an amazing picture. So many of the greatest stories that haven't been told, they're already written. They need to find their way to the big screen. So don't miss Elvis. It's a fantastic film. And at the very least, you'll walk away having experienced the greatness of this man and perhaps the single best performance by an actor in quite some time. Austin Butler's incredible. So let me know what you thought of the film down in the comments. Like and subscribe as well if you can. It's very much appreciated. As always, thanks for making it to the end of the review, and get out to the cinema. Stop watching these films on the shitter and your crappy home theaters. They suck.
I dropped my phone in the toilet. Oh, it's so cold and it's under everything. I feel like I'm rooting around a pitcher of sangria. Oh, why didn't I flush when I got in here? Oh, this isn't even all mine. Oh, wait, here it is.
For now, Gator out.
Watch for new movie reviews and documentary series. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell so you know when new reviews arrive.